Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another workshop by OPM Tools. That is, I, Mustafa Shahid, and we have Cohen and Oren Powell with us on the call as well. And today, since it's a new quarter and it's the first Tuesday of the new quarter, what we're going to do is we're going to explain what this entire month and the following months are going to be about. So, over the past few months, we've been working with a lot of clients, and most of the clients, they mention how they want to see different metrics of how their funnels are performing, how their emails are performing, how their team members are performing, basically, so they understand, so they can see the entire progress of their account in a more supervisor way. And I have talked about this, and Cohen has mentioned this multiple times in the past, how it's really useful to set this up. And what it looks like once it has been set up is, if I share my screen, is something like this. So this is what the final version of your entire tracking capabilities are, based on different metrics, based on one big topic. So for example, if your business is working on calls a lot, so you're making outbound calls and you're receiving calls and you are trying to reach out to potential clients, and then you're trying to reach out to the people to leave your review, or to basically what else can you do to make a call, remind them about their appointments, reach out to them for any reason, and you have like different team members using the call feature within the system. This is the call track and dashboard that you will want to start with, and then you basically fine tune this even further on to make it more specialized to you and your business. So what that means is, if we look at this one, is the default one. You have total calls, total incoming calls and outgoing calls, and you have this all based on 30 days. You can select your any date range that you want, and for the comparison as well, you have the ratio between answered and missed calls, the weekly call volume trend, so you can see what's trending, what has changed, the first time calls, so the people who have been called for the first time, how many were there previously, how many there are currently, so you can keep a track of that, the average call duration, the total outgoing call duration and incoming call duration. Then you have the total calls made by the logged in user. In this case, it would be me. And then you have the average incoming call response time, the detailed list of all the calls that has been made within the system as well. So this is just one dashboard, and this is the basic dashboard for call tracking. You can have multiple more things in this, and all these tracking is being done through the pipelines, opportunities, the workflows, and that is all that we are going to be going over in the upcoming weeks. Then we have the lead attribution and overview dashboard. It shows you the amount of contacts you have over time, the total contacts you have, the contacts count which are being assigned per user or which have been added per user. So in this case, it would be me. The lead source, so where you got these traffic or these leads within the system from, paid social, referral, social media, or direct traffic, which would be your website. Then you have the contact by source in a pie chart as well, by medium, by different tags if you have. Then you have the lead quality, so the contacts with email, contacts without email, contacts with phone number, without phone number, and you can keep a track of this as well. The reason why you want to keep a track is, let's say you have 196 contacts without a phone number, you reach out to them via email, you add them into an email campaign where they, within the email is a link to a form, they fill out the form which contains their phone number, and that, and then you have their phone number. The same way, but in a different manner, would be done for people who do not have an email. You send them out, either you call them or you send them a pre-recorded voicemail or a text message, and you provide them the link, or you just get their phone number with them on the call. Not, yeah, you get their email on the call with them, and you can add that within the contact section. Then you have the contact counts by activity. So what email activity, calls, SMS, and so on and so forth. This would be your lead attribution. Again, this is the basic one, and you can expand this as much as you want so that it better defines what you're doing and shows the metrics that you want to see. Then we have another one, which is the opportunity attribution. So we've talked a lot about pipelines and opportunities, and how pipelines is the best way to mimic every different process within your business, and opportunities would just reflect the people in that particular process, in those particular stages. So outbound campaigns, inbound campaigns, client tracking, and so on and so forth. You have the general insights, which shows different pipeline statuses. So I can select all pipelines, or I can choose a particular pipeline and see how many are open, how many are lost, what's the conversion rate, what the funnel says, what the stage distribution is for different pipelines. Then the opportunity count. Opened opportunities, one opportunity counts over time, and you get the idea, basically. So again, this is about your opportunity board and your pipelines. Again, everything would be connected through the workflows. Then we have another one, which is the appointment dashboard. So how many confirmed appointments you have, show rate, no show rate, appointment counts by statuses or by drop, and then the appointment comparison by source. So overpower market and strategy session, 15-minute consultation, Mustafa's calendar, and so on and so forth. Then you have the appointment trends, no show appointment counts, and the list goes on and on. Well, not on and on, but you can have the list go on and on. And finally, we have the customer communication insights. Again, for the people who want to keep track of how many conversations they have on unread, which needs to be read, this is the number. Just click on that, and you get all the messages that you have received, the total unread conversations today, total unread messages, and so on and so forth. So the reason I'm sharing you with these dashboards with you is that this is somewhat of a final product that you would be aiming for when you build out the lead tracking. We have clients who wanted lead tracking for their outbound calls entire process, which is divided per agent that's making the dials, which shows what disposition was marked. So let's say 100 calls were made, 20 were voicemails, 20 were no answers, 20 were D&D, and so on and so forth. So for each um, disposition, they see the value, and that way they can then, the, the one thing that people don't understand, or they have the question is, why do I need that number? So why do I need that data? You need that data because then you can ask yourself the question, is this source of these leads valid for me, that 20% were answered calls and 80% were unanswered calls? So do I still want to get the data from this particular source, or should I change my source, or should I start doing a new strategy or a different tactic? So it allows you to make data driven decisions and to see what your people or what your employees are doing within the business, how many people are actively working towards the business, completing their goals, doing the tasks that they're supposed to, if the system is working out for you or not, if it's sending out the appointment reminders, if it's checking up the show rate and the no show rate, and so on and so forth. So this is what dashboard provides you. And once you have the dashboard made, you can easily convert that into a custom report, which is sent to your email every day, every week, every month, every quarter, whatever the time frame you choose. So this is what we will be going over in our following workshops. So the first thing that we wanted to talk about today is the trackability and the overview of lead campaigns, how you can manage them with pipelines and dashboards and connect all of them using workflows and automations and represent all of that on the dashboard itself in numerical or graphical sense. And then if you click on the graph, it will just show up all the names which are associated to it. Then we're going to talk about how to set up these pipelines. This would be done next week, in which we talk about how to set up pipelines and map in the entire user journey for your business and all the opportunities, then the opportunity fields that you can create, and what else can you do with that. The next workshop after that is going to be about the workflows to connect everything within your business. And then you have custom fields, you have opportunities, how to connect all of them together. And finally, when we reach April 28, we're going to show you how to make your custom dashboards, what to search, what conditions are needed to be added, what formulas you can play with, and so on and so forth. And then we move into June, which is going to be an AI month. I'm sorry, May, which is going to be an event planning month. And then we enter into June, which is going to be the AI Studios month. So that is what we wanted to share with you today, an overview of what we are going to be covering over the entire quarter. Cohen, did I miss out on anything?
No, I think you gave a good summary of everything that we have to offer here.
Yep. So, yeah, that is what we have planned for the entire quarter this time. And if you have any questions, always remember that you can reach out to us and let us know about that, or you can comment on us, comment over here on the video as well, so we understand what you want us to highlight. And that would be about it. Cohen, would you like to show them how they can reach out to us if they have any recommendations or suggestions, or they want to ask us a question or send in a support request to build them out something like this?
So, as usual, we have the Submit Request tab within your sub account. Basically, if you're coming across an issue in your sub account, any technical issues, or you just need help with something, just send in a screen recording, fill out the fields accordingly, or send in a photo attachment. And then once we receive this, we will be able to help you out to the best of our ability. Next is the Support Meeting tab. Support meeting is exactly what it sounds. You are able to schedule a support meeting with one of us on this calendar. Just pick one of the available time slots and fill in your information, and we are more than happy to schedule a Google Meet with you that best works for you. And then finally, there's the knowledge base. The knowledge base is available for you if you're more do-it-yourself and you want to learn more about the software outside of these workshops. This is where you would want to go. Uh, so if you just want to learn more about what OPM Tools has to offer, this is where you will get it from. But yeah, that seems to be about everything. Did I miss anything, Mustafa?
Nope, I don't think so.
All right, sounds good. It was a little shorter today, but that's because we're just getting ready for a new quarter, going over new topics for these workshops, and just all the new updates that we have available for all of you. Uh, and it does not hurt to have a nice review every once in a while. So,
Absolutely. So that's why we just wanted to provide you the summary of what we expect in this quarter and how we will be pacing through it. Because once we start doing the actual um, build up of all the different the workshops, it's going to get really fast from there on. So yeah, that was what was about today. Thank you for being over here, and see you next week.